stream this on YouTube. So we just give that a minute and then start.
Says it's being live streamed.
Stream this on YouTube. So we just give that a minute and then start.
Says it's being live streamed.
Okay. Stream this on YouTube. Warm welcome, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. If you could all please stay on mute. Yeah. Okay. Warm welcome, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. You could all please stay on mute. Yeah. Okay. Warm welcome, everyone. Happy Mother's I have a lot of echo. Yes.
It's okay now.
It's okay now? Okay, that's fine. I don't know what I did. But warm welcome, everyone, and wishing everybody happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in our life. Can be our own mothers, can be aunts, can be, ourselves as mothers, sisters, friends. So wishing everybody a very happy Mother's Day. And today, I just want to start with, acknowledging that I'm speaking about a mother energy, which is a place of, unconditional rest, understanding, and acceptance. But when we speak about this, it's sometimes easy to idealize motherhood. And we kind of place mothers on a pedestal of endlessly giving, nurturing, sacrificing. And I feel that women have carried it for too long in our cultures and our families. Caregiving is like something that is almost endlessly expected. Sometimes, it begins when women are not truly ready and continuing far beyond, our own capacities. So I just want to acknowledge this weight that so many of us carry as mothers. And there is an emotional uh, labor of holding everything together, of, holding homes, relationships, families, children. And if I think back, how our scriptures talk about it, that, there is the Varun ashram system uh, in the scriptures, which says that, the first 25 years or so is brahmacharya, where, we spend time on learning, discipline, study, a life of, learning a craft, whatever it is that we want to pursue as our career, as our profession. And then they started the grahastashram, which was about 25 to 50 years of age. And that was the space in which, women gave birth, had children, and then this whole nurturing, uh, mothering energy is most alive and present within us, right? But we see that today, women, and I'll say that in my own family, my mom, they had children in their teenage years, probably before they were even ready. And so it was meant to be a stage of life, motherhood as the time, and the love for the children is there endlessly, and it's unconditionally present. But carrying on that responsibility well into our senior years from a very early age, I think that can be, I don't think that was what was prescribed as, an identity or a role women were meant to disappear into. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and, bring that what I'm speaking about today is to explore motherhood from a universal, deeply held meaning of the word, which is the quality of presence, right? A way of holding life and a tenderness, a steadiness to remain close to even if something is difficult. And so that presence, that mother energy is not just a person, it can be a place. And yeah, so that's, I just wanted to distinguish that so that, you know, we don't, uh, we honor women honestly, right? And yeah, can we also become the place within ourselves that feels like that home? So that's the spirit of, of my message today. So seeing motherhood or mother energy as a place, like I said, where we are received, we are understood, where we are held without needing to explain ourselves. And the mother is the that ground, that holds us. And like if you imagine on a hot summer day, if you're out in the sun, and then when you step into the shade of a large tree, that immediately is a cooling space. That's what I mean. In Punjabi, there's a word for it. It says Mawa Thandiyan Chhawa. Mothers are like that cool shade. So the invitation is to come rest in that and to connect to that space within ourselves. Because it's important, because no matter how old we become, there is always a longing within us, for our mothers. It's that longing to be held, to feel safe, to feel at home. And and that's a place where we are not too much, our emotions are not too much. If we have fears, if we have sensitivities, there is space, there is an allowance for all of that. And yet, life, we also acknowledge life is complex. Sometimes our mothers could hold us in the way we needed, and sometimes they could not. The the person that we longed to lean on sometimes was carrying burdens of her own, and so we just learned to keep going, to stay strong, and to move past what we feel. But beneath all of that, that longing sometimes still remains, right? Like like if a child falls down, they'll suddenly look for the mother, even if the mother is just there to hold them. She will not immediately be able to take the pain away, if the child has hurt themselves. But just that presence of being held, that, I'm here and you're not alone in this, that deepening and that presence that meets the child, it changes the whole experience. And so that's what we're probably continuing to search throughout our whole lives. And the idea is not that, our lives, our mothers make our life free of pain or suffering, but it's just that presence, with a presence like that, we don't feel abandoned inside that, inside, those moments where we struggle, moments of pain. And so, yeah, like I said, it's not really about idealizing motherhood. Today, we are just getting in touch with that loving presence, that place within us, uh, that place which says that you don't have to rush away from everything, or you don't have to, you know, suppress the feeling, you don't have to hide from it. That there is room for it, and then that this belongs here. And that's a place we can keep coming back to, we can keep returning to it again and again. And that's the inner home or our inner refuge that we are trying to connect with. And and whatever arises, there is space for that. And we can remain present to it without becoming distant or numb, but just a gentle allowing, a steadiness, like a mother sitting with her child when the child maybe having a nightmare, or maybe in a pain, and the mother does not, like I said, fix, or she cannot enter the dream to fight the monsters in the nightmare. She just stays nearby, that as a loving presence, loving steady presence, till the child begins to start feeling safe again. And so, yeah, that's what the invitation is, to learn to stay with gentleness and with compassion in that place within ourselves. Yeah, so if it feels comfortable, you could allow your eyes to gently close and begin by simply noticing that you're here. Just take 3 deeper, longer breaths. With every exhale, just releasing and letting go a deep sigh of relief. There's nothing to do, nothing to solve in this moment. Just noticing the support that's holding you, the seat that you're on, the earth that's holding our body, like the Mother Earth, which carries our weight. And what happens when we begin to notice this support, when we allow ourselves to be supported? We gently ask ourselves, what feels most settling for me right now? Truly, whatever feels settling. Perhaps it's this breath, perhaps it's this stillness, this warmth, or this simple permission to stop holding everything just for a moment. Notice the places in our body where there is still some tightening, still a heaviness from carrying, and just breathe into anything that feels heavy, anything that feels tight. We simply say, you can rest now. And who are you when you're no longer tightening or bracing? Who are you when you feel at home? When you are in this place of unconditional love, understanding, and complete acceptance. Who is it that emerges when you're completely safe? We know this feeling from when we come home after a long journey, after a long travel, and just putting down everything that we were carrying. The home where we can be ourselves, where we don't need to explain ourselves, where we don't need to hide anything. We no longer have to prove anything. Where we can just rest. What if this home is not just a place that we travel to, but a way of being with ourselves? Where there is this space within ourselves, where nothing needs to be forced away, where even sadness, fear, loneliness, uncertainty, they can all be met gently. So if you have something difficult present with you tonight, you might want to meet it the way a loving mother would meet a tired child, who doesn't say you need to get over this by now. There's no rushing, but just simply just staying with it, staying with the difficult thought, the difficult emotion. You may ask, what is asking to be held right now? What does this difficult moment need? What in me has been waiting for this kindness? And as again the thoughts arise, the feelings arise, see if there's a way to allow them to move through this awareness without pushing them away. Nothing here needs to be denied or suppressed. Nothing here needs to be held on to, just gently witnessed. We can offer these words to ourselves, words of comfort. That this is a place where I'm safe. This is a place where I'm loved. This is a place where I am well. This is a place where I'm free. Allow yourself to receive these words not as something you're trying to believe, just as a remembering. In this place, I am safe. This place, I am loved. This place, I'm truly well. In this place, I am completely free. Allowing yourself to be exactly as you are. And when the mind wanders, that can be held too. If you're not feeling anything, even that can be held. There's room for all of it. We can imagine this house to be spacious, huge, expansive. that has rooms for everything. There's fear, lots of fear, sitting in one corner room. Maybe there's joy dancing in one room. Maybe there's loneliness sitting alone in one room. Perhaps this is what the mother is, this capacity to remain present, to be in a space with love without abandoning ourselves. And at the same time, as we see these difficult feelings and thoughts sitting with us, we don't have to continuously engage with each of them. We can just let the fear quietly remain in a corner and not let that be driving or deciding things in our life, making choices for us. It's just acknowledging all of this, the uncertainty, the doubts. They're present, and yet we don't have to allow them to drive us. We can choose what it is that we want to bring into our lives. That focus is our choice. What we bring attention to is a choice. And just remember that we can always return home to ourselves in this way. This place of allowing is always within us. What would it like to remember that you can always return home to yourself? You can always return to this place of unconditional love, acceptance, and allowing. can always be a returning to this anchor. It will always hold space for us. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Feeling once again the body supported, the ground beneath you. Simply returning to this fact that we are held by this moment. And whenever you're ready, you slowly begin to return and softly open your eyes. Again, remembering that you can always visit this mother energy, this feeling of home. Namaste to everyone. I don't know what I did on the YouTube. Would anybody like to share anything?
I just want to say thank you. It was really peaceful and calming. Thank you so much. I love the meditation.
Thank you. Your name again?
I'm also Puneet.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I see.
sorry, it's not there. I'll just write it
Yeah,
down
it's
there.
still
So
looped
sorry.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you, Puneet. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thanks, Manisha.
Thanks, Puneet. It was very calming and really gave permission to be in all those rooms and embrace everything so peacefully. So, very grounding. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Puneet. That was lovely.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We will meet again next week at the same time.
Yes,
Thank you, Puneet.
everyone will meet. Once again, we're exploring the Mother's Day essence for the whole month. So, we will be doing something with art next week. I'll be sharing details. If you can bring some supplies, we'll see you here.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.